we go. We'll be doing this instead of your regular Carida cast program from now on. All Shakespeare all the time. This is what life is now.
Act 3, Scene 1. Mos Eisley on the desert planet Tatooine. Now in her cell the princess doth remain, with hope and trouble written on her face. At times she faces torture, horrid pain. With these tools Vader seeks the rebel base, while Leia in her captive state is kept. Young Luke and Obi-Wan set on their way. Approaching town, they hope to intercept a pilot to transport them sans delay. Enter Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, and R2-D2 riding in Landspeeder.
Mos Eisley Spaceport. Never shalt thou find a hive more rank and wretched, aye, and filled with villainy. So must we cautious be.
Enter Stormtroopers.
I pray thee, speak. How long hast these droids?
'Tis 3 or mayhap 4 full seasons now.
We are prepared to sell them, should thou wish.
Now is the force to noble purpose used, not as Sith, employing it to smite. Half fell the dark side rank, and the force a bust. Good Obi-Wan shall use the force for right.
Pray, show me now thy papers.
Nay, thou dost not need to see his papers.
Nay, we do not need to see his papers.
True it is that these are not the droids for which thou searchest.
Aye, these are not the droids for which we search.
And now the lad may go his merry way.
Good lad, I pray thee, go thy merry way.
Now get thee hence.
Now get thee hence, go hence.
X1 Stormtroopers. Enter Jawas as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, and R2-D2 dismount Landspeeder.
Oh, how those Jawas vex me!
Get thee gone. Oh, shit. Now by my troth, I cannot comprehend how we those threatening stormtroopers did scape. Aye, verily, I thought our end was nigh.
The Force hath mighty power o'er the weak and simple-minded of this universe.
Dost thou believe we shall therein, in you, dank place, discover any pilot who hath means to transport us to Alderaan?
A goodly crew of freighter pilots here may oft be found, but prithee take care, this small cantina hath an ill repute.
I find myself prepared for everything.
The youth hath vigor, hopefully judgment too.
They enter the cantina with many beings and an innkeeper. Now mark thee well, good viewer, what you see, such varied characters are on display, for never have there been such company as in Mos Eisley gathers day by day. The creatures gather round the central bar while hammerheads and horned monsters talk. A band composed of aliens bizarre. This is the great cantina. Thou must go.
A word, herein thou shalt not serve their kind. Thy droids, they must depart beyond these walls.
Good friends, pray wait beside the speeder now, for we desire no conflict here today.
I do with all my heart agree, dear sir.
Exit droids. Enter Chewbacca, speaking with Obi-Wan, and two beings speaking to Luke.
Nicola de Wangahi Wuldugar.
I say, he liketh not thy look.
Forgive me, sir, nor do I like his face, yet do I groan?
I do not like thy look. Indeed, young lad, I bite my thumb at thee. Proceed with care. For we two men are wanted by the law. I have earned the penalty of death in many systems, and would gladly earn it here as well, if thou provoke me to it.
I would, mayhap, be fearful if this man hath even shoulder height on me attained. Tut, careful shall I be.
Thou shalt be dead.
Obi-Wan approaches.
Pray, Peace! This little lad's not worth thy time. Now come, let us be friends, my goodly sir. Then shall we thy health and welfare drink.
Being 2 strikes Luke. Obi-Wan brandishes his lightsaber, injuring Being 2 and severing Being 1's arm. Excellent, Beings 1 and 2.
I have no wish or purpose here to fight, yet have these drunkards left me little choice. But there is yet a lesson to be learned. This Obi-Wan, though old, still hath the gift. Chewbacca here doth service as first mate upon a ship that may our purpose meet.
Enter Han Solo, who joins Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, and Luke at a table.
Han Solo at thy service, gentlemen. The great Millennium Falcon is my ship. My first mate Chewie telleth me ye seek safe passage to the system Alderaan.
Aye, true, if 'tis a vessel swift of flight.
A vessel swift of flight, thou sayest? Hast thou not heard of the Millennium Falcon, sir?
Now shall be he boast, but if his ship we'd have, some boasting will endure. Nay, should I have?
'Tis but the ship that hath the Kessel Run accomplished in 12 parsecs, nothing more. Imperial starships have I slyly escaped, but nothing more of that. And neither do I speak about bulk cruisers small but vast Corellian ships, yet nothing more, no more. I shall not brag about her speed, good sir. Suffice to say the ship shall fit thy needs, as she's the fastest air, but nothing more.
Aye, nothing more. I wish he'd hold his peace. This man, it seems, doth love his ship far more than e'er I saw a man his woman love.
Pray tell, what shall the cargo be?
Myself, the boy, 2 droids, and ne'er a question asked.
'Tis what, a touch of local trouble here?
Nay, let us simply say it thus. We would imperial entanglements avoid.
Aye, there's the rub. So shalt thou further pay. 10,000 is the cost, and every bit shall thou deliver ere we leave the dock.
10,000? Fee! We get our own ship. Buy for such a sum as this.
A goodly jest. For who should pilot such a ship? Shouldst thou?
Thou knave, I could indeed. A pilot's skilled am I in my own right. Now should we stay, and be abused more by this man's words?
2,000 can we render to thee now, and 15 more deliver when we come with safety unto Alderaan's bright port.
Say 17. Congratulations, men. Thou hast a ship secured, and will depart wherein thou art prepared. Thou shalt find me at Docking Harbor, number 94.
Aye, 94.
Seemeth that thou may have already provoked some interest.
Excellent, Obi-Wan and Luke as stormtroopers pass by.
17. So must they desperate be. This truly may my swift deliverance prove. Go thou unto the ship, and be prepared.
Chewbacca exits.
In times now past have I poor judgments made, and now these errors plague my very soul. For freedom I was made, for taking wing. Yet as a marked man I cannot fly, for bound by debts, by duty, and by fear, I live my life along the razor's edge. One part of me that hunts for better life, and one part hunted for the life I've led. My own existence is a paradox, a smuggler with a lover's kindly heart, a gambler with a noble spirit brave. I would be better than it seems I am, if ever I transcend the man I was. Perhaps this new employment shall reveal the way I shall make straight my crooked path, thus heal my past and write a future new.
Enter Greedo, stopping Han Solo as the latter begins to exit.
Nakuna chuta solo.
Yes, indeed, good Greedo, and I plan to make my way unto thy master. Tell thou Jabbath plain that I have obtained his money.
Sung pitch le, na mala trampi chok makatisa, na Jabba win chikospa murishan. Tutin iwanya yoska, he he he. Nechaski yaoi kuchusku.
'Tis true, yet this time is the money truly mine.
Keli chaya chuka intin kunkus.
This bounty hunter doth my patience try. Nay, nay, I have not the money with me now. Tell Jabba.
Nichi withi el guru. Puye enya aru gaku shuku. Shunu pu aipi.
But even I from time to time have boarded bin. Dost thou believe that ere I had the choice?
Bit of Italian in here. Dro job. Na pakni abnyan apna.
Nay, not that. The day when Jabba taketh my ship shall be the day you find me a grave man.
Ne uchle nuva. Chespika nuva na gringo kenko. Anachoskaya.
Aye, true. I'll warrant thou hast wished this day. Pray, goodly sir, forgive me for the mess. And whether I shot first, I'll ne'er confess.
Act 3, Scene 2. Inside the Death Star. Enter Darth Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Commander Targ.
The princess hath shown great resistance to the mind probe. 'Twere as if she knew the Force, and hath a Jedi's blood to overcome the piercing of her mind by a machine. Belike it shall some length of time yet, until we can extract the thoughts therein.
Enter Admiral Motti.
The final tests are now complete at last, and thus my news. The Death Star stands prepared, aye, fully operational it is. So, Governor, what course shall we now set?
Perhaps the stubborn princess shall respond to an alternative persuasiveness.
I prithee, Tarkin, say, what dost thou mean?
Pray patience, Darth. Thou shalt my meaning learn. Now time it is the power of this Death Star shown to all shall be. Now, Admiral, go forth and set thy course for Alderaan.
I understand thee, and with pride obey.
Excellent Grand Moff Tarkin, Commander Targ, and Admiral Motti.
The death of innocence doth bring me joy, because the dark side is my chosen path. The senseless end of others pains me not, for I have played the part of Judge Severe and then have been the executioner. Why would I care for those on Alderaan, when I have murdered innocents as they? 'Tis my dark calling, which I do embrace. To Alderaan we fly on course direct, and to this feast of death I'll not object.
Exit Darth Vader. Act 3, Scene 3. How do you pronounce it? I can't remember how to pronounce it.
I think you're right. Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley, you're good.
Mos Eisley. I feel like it just sounds different in my accent. So I hear you guys say it, I'm like, oh, hang on. Mos Eisley. Right, Act 3, Scene 3. Mos Eisley on the dish. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
Deep breath.
You can do it.
Act 3, Scene 3. Mos Eisley on the desert planet Tatooine. Enter C-3PO and R2-D2.
I prithee, lockest thou the door anon?
They hide behind the door. Enter Stormtroopers.
This door is locked, and as my father oft hath said, a locked door no mischief makes. So sure I am that thus, behind this door, cannot be found the droids for which we search, and thus may we move on with conscience clear.
Exit Stormtroopers, C-3PO and R2-D2 emerge.
I tell thee true. I would with Master Luke prefer to go than now remain with thee. I do not know what trouble here may be, yet certainly am I thou deservest the blame.
Oh, warrant, thou shalt have thy recompense. Squeak, whistle, beep, 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 whistle, squeak.
Hold thou thy cursing and most cursed tongue.
Enter Obiwan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker.
Thou must thy speeder sell.
That matters not. For near shall I return unto this place.
Young Luke doth with his buyer swiftly meet, and in a trice a hasty deal is wrought. A speeder sold amongst a dusty street, but with the sale new chance for hope is bought.
A paltry sum, in truth. Aye, ever since the XP-38 hath been released, this model hath but little value. Fee.
Fear not, it shall suffice. 'Twill serve our need.
All stand aside. Now while young Luke and Obiwan prepare, their deeds are watched by eyes as yet unseen. With black beak menacing he spies the pair. Then comes another, fiend with portly mien. Enter Han Solo, with Chewbacca and Jabba the Hutt, with henchmen.
Ba Solo! Hey, Lapanoyo Solo!
Now, Mary, 'tis an unexpected scene. Aye, here, thou Jabba slimy and rotund, I have awaited long thy coming here.
Bonanawa Tweepy, hey ho ho!
Nay, nay, thou didst not think I should run, didst thou?
Na Han, my bookie. Kilia kila kuka. Wanta di mulara? Mu wonky chi sa crispo Greedo.
Next time thou dost wish the council hold with me, pray come thyself. Send not thy churlish, dismal, dreaming knaves.
Han, make she say, Pasa te na, honor kakamala, I yangi, di imperio ti saw, twa spatik, wo no, yani da puno.
Nay, see here. As I have said before, O verily, 'tis thou I just have said thus. Even I from time to time have been boarded. Dost thou believe that ere I had a choice? Aye, true, it sometimes seemeth I repeat myself. Now have I, though, a simple charter found, and soon it is done, thy payment shall be done as well. Be like with interest. I need but time, and I shall do it, sir.
Nahan mibuki, bagana yandakot, da ethra si falola twinati, yabana.
Nay, say thou not so much. 15% I'll warrant shall be well.
Si falo athin I yubalma, duki masa, ith wanga chi cha pana, gin na mita tu bonka donka lo choda.
O Jabba, thou wert e'er a kindly soul.
Baska.
Excellent Jabba and henchmen.
Now if you ship as truly fast, as quick as this Han Solo boasted so, we shall do well.
What folly-fallen ship is this? What rough-hewn wayward scud is here?
0.5 past light speed shall she make, my lad. Now truly earneth she low marks for looks, but still a finer spirit hath no ship. Full many small improvements have I made to render her e'en faster than before. Now, merry gentlemen, if thou agree, we shall be off, and speedily from here. And if thy mouth insoleth it again, I promise, boy, thy face shall meet my hand.
Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, Luke, C-3PO, and R2-D2 board ship. But ere the ship departs the sandy dock, their stormtroopers appear with massive threats. Informed by the beaked spies' traitorous talk, they come upon the ship with weapons set. Enter stormtroopers.
Pray, stop yon ship. Ah, blast them to the stars.
Chewbacca, prithee, hence, let us go.
Oh, traveling in space, it works me woe.
Act 3, Scene 4. Space. Aboard the Millennium Falcon. Mos Eisley now is left behind at last, while newer scenes come into view at a pace. As Han's Millennium Falcon flies far past, the actions of our play moves back to space. Enter Chewbacca and Han Solo in the ship.
Now we followed hard upon by an Imperial cruiser. Verily, these passengers of great import must be, for they by the Empire hotly are pursued. Chewbacca, prithee, swift make our defense and angle the deflector shield while I make plain the calculations for light speed.
Enter Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker.
Now, vigilance, my Wookiee, quickly come, 2 further ships to try and block our path.
Nay, wherefore canst thou not outrun them both? For thou didst boast of this strange vessel's speed.
Again he prattles on about the ship. Oh, would that I have left him on the ground. Pray, mark thy words, lad, else thou surely wilt become like refuse to a star-destroyer and float away to vanish midst the stars. I'll warrant we shall soon in safety fly, once we the jump to hyperspace can make. And what is more, my skill doth all exceed at making key maneuvers. All my life have I escaped one scrape and yet one more. Well, I remember when, as but a boy, I chased a nerf whilst on a speeder bike. Through rocky field and harsh terrain we went. Within, around, and backward was our game. I caught the nerf that splendid day, but it seems I have been dodging ever since.
How long now ere thou canst achieve light speed?
Few more moments shall it take while this computer doth its navigation work.
But art thou mad? For certain they approach. I have not made this journey just to die. This man shall surely be the enemy.
The travel into hyperspace is not the same as thine adustin of the crops. Upon thy land of infinite dry sand, sans calculation quite exact, we would be like run through a belt of asteroids, or hit upon a planet's center mark. Should such our fate become, thy trip would end before it had begun.
But oh, what now? What light through yonder flashing sensor breaks?
It marks the locks of yon deflector shield. I bid thee peace. Now sit and thou take heed, for all's prepared to jump unto light speed.
Han graspeth quick the console in his hand. Then suddenly the ship is bathed in light. With roar of engine, noise profound and grand, the great Millennium Falcon takes her flight.
Act 3, Scene 5, Inside the Death Star. Enter Grand Moff Tarkin and Admiral Motti.
Now are we come to the System Alderaan?
Enter Princess Leia bound with guards and Darth Vader.
Ah, Governor Tarkin, scurvy knave art thou. Now seems it plain to me that Vader doth perform that part of docile dog unto the sickening whinny of his master's voice. Familiar stench of dog's best friend have I marked deep within my sense of smell, even when I came unto the station.
Ever wert thou charming, Leia, even to the last. Thou couldst not comprehend how hard it was. Aye, verily, how I did sigh and weep to give the order to destroy thy life.
Surprised am I thou have the courage so to take responsibility for such as this unto thy cowardly small self.
She groweth ever bolder, which doth but increase my appetite to see her scream. My princess, ere thou executed art, I would thou join me for a moment full of pomp and circumstance. For at this grand and noble ceremony shall the power of this great battle station here be shown to be quite fully operational. Now no star system shall e'er dare oppose the Emperor.
Oh, but how wrong thou art! The more that thou dost exercise thy grip, the more star systems through that grip shall have fall.
Not after we have shown the power vast this battle station shall to them display. And to the point, thou hast determined what the primary demonstration of its force shall be, which planet shall oblivion face. Now shall I drive this nail into its home, and watch with joy, as she with grief is torn. Since thou hast refused to grant to us the hid location of the rebel base, I shall unleash this station's power upon thine own home planet, even Alderaan.
Nay, do not so to peaceful Alderaan.
Thou shalt the military target name, then render swift this system's name as well, or else thy precious Alderaan goes to it. I tire of asking o'er and o'er, so thus I promise, this shall be the final time. Where is thy rebel base?
On Dantooine. They may be found on planet Dantooine.
Ha ha! Thou seest, Vader, how a cat may have her claws removed? Now, Admiral, thou mayst continue with thy weapons test. And surely mayst thou fire when all's prepared.
What madness here?
Thou far too trusting art. The tiny Dantooine is too remote to show this station's power. But pray fear not. We shall in time thy rebel friends pursue.
Governor's most evil will, the people on the Death Star quickly rise. With mighty flash, the beam bursts bright and shrill, and Alderaan is shattered for their eyes.
When Alderaan has blossomed bright, then sang we songs of Nani. But now her day is turned to night. Sing hey and laugh good day. My friend and I stood by the river, then sang we songs of Nani. But I could not hear her soul deliver. Sing hey and laugh good day. My planet half the bluish shore, then sang we songs of Nani. That noble land is now no more. Sing hey and laugh her day. Act 3, Scene 6. Space, aboard the Millennium Falcon. Enter Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca. The instant Alderaan is smashed to bits, Luke tries his lightsaber, a keen trainee. The droids and Wookiees play a game of wits, but Obi-Wan doth sense catastrophe.
Now breaks my heart, as through the Force I sense the suffering of many worthy souls. I know not what this doth portend, and yet I fear the worst.
Good sir, how farest thou?
Forsooth, a great disturbance in the Force have I just felt. 'Twas like a million mouths cried out in fear at once, and then were gone, all hushed and quiet, silent to the last. I fear a stroke of evil hath occurred, but thou, good Luke, thy practice recommence.
Enter Han Solo.
Thou mayest all thy troubles now forget. The Imperial knaves have been outrun at last. Oh, here's a solemn gathering indeed, quite lacking in the proper gratitude. Nay, speak thou not thy thanks too heartily, else shall thy praise go swiftly to my head. But here's the point. We shall at Alderaan arrive ere long.
R2-D2 makes a move against Chewbacca in the game they play.
Pray, R2, caution slow.
Beep! Whistle! Squeak! Beep! Beep! Hoo!
I guess I can make the whistle sound instead of saying whistle, huh?
I think saying whistle's better.
A fair move hath he made, thou furry lump. No use is there in screaming over the loss. However did I join this company? A Wookiee and his smuggler captain, oh.
Be thou wise, droid. Mark well what thou dost. As it is said, black holes are worth thy fear, but fear thou more a Wookiee's deadly wrath.
But, sir, no proverb warns the galaxy of how a droid may hotly angered be.
Ay, marry. 'Tis because no droid hath e'er torn out a joint another being's arms, upon a lesser insult than this. But Wookiees, golden droid, are not so tame.
Thy bidding, sir, doth prick my circuit board. 'Tis best to play the fool and not the sage. To say it brief, pray, let the Wookiee win.
Brute, the fool I'll play with thee indeed. Yet I perceive thou and thy friend have heart.
Luke continues to practice with his lightsaber against the remote.
Remember, Luke, the Force doth smoothly flow within the feelings of a Jedi Knight.
But doth the Force control one's every move?
'Tis somewhat so, but also shall the Force obey thine every command, young Luke.
This Force, my troth, I'll never comprehend. It doth control and also doth obey? And 'tis within and yet is beyond? 'Tis both inside and yet outside oneself? What paradox! What fickle-natured power! Aye, frailty thy name, belike, is force. Alack! The small remote hath struck again.
Thy errant systems of belief, thy weapons ancient, all thy mysteries, thy robes and meditations o'er the air, thy superstitions, e'en thy precious force cannot compare to my religion true. Trusty blast ever by my side, with thus I say my prayers and guard my soul.
Devoted follower must thou be, with such a speech. Pray tell me, pilgrim reverent, dost thou most truly disbelieve the force?
A pilgrim truly said. For I have gone from galaxy to galaxy and more, yet neither hath this faithful worshipper found aught to recommend that strange belief, a single force that binds the universe. 'Tis true, no power mystical controls Han Solo's yet unfinished destiny, and so I preach the one and only faith. My simple, merry tricks are all my gods, and nonsense is the only testament. I worship at the shrine of my own will.
A wise philosopher ever there was. I'll warrant he hath character he hides. Now prithee, try again, and lay aside thy conscious self. Take thou this helmet thick, adorn thine eyes with silver shield opaque, and trust thine instincts only as thy guide.
But surely 'tis a jest. For with the shield I nothing now can see. How can I fight? Aye, truly, fight or walk, or even stand. Without one sight, but little can be done.
Nay, 'tis in blindness Ken doth truly see, for eyes deceive and sight is known to lie. Let feelings be thy sight, their guidance trust.
With mind unsure, Luke readies for the fight. The small remote doth dodge most suddenly, but with calm mind, Luke blocks its laser bright. With inner eye, the force has let him see.
Hurrah! Thou canst do it!
'Tis luck, no more.
Experience hath taught me much, dear man, and none of it hath shown me aught of luck.
To find success against a small remote is well, and taketh skill, I do confess. To find success against the living soul, however, also taketh excellence. Seemeth we draw near to Alderaan.
Exit Han Solo and Chewbacca.
I did feel something, Obi-Wan. 'Tis true. It seems I fixed my soul's eye on the remote.
Seems, young one. Nay, thou didst think so, not seems. Thou hast thy first step taken towards a world far greater than thou canst understand. And thus begins, if I have ever seen aright, his transformation into Jedi Knight.
You could have sang that one too.
Act 3, Scene 7. Inside the Death Star. Enter Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin. Enter Officer Cass, opposite.
My lord, our scout ships have reached Dantooine. Remains of the rebel base the scouts have found. Yet surely hath it been a length of time deserted. Now shall they begin to search surrounding systems, so to find the base.
The wench hath lied, deceiving cutthroat girl. Most cunning princess born of hell's own heart.
I knew full well she never would betray her prized rebellion whilst in her right mind, and thus I said, she ne'er should have our trust.
Destroy her. 'Tis a sentence more than just.
Yay, ship.
Act 3, Scene 8. Space. Aboard the Millennium Falcon. Enter Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Now dropping out of Lightspeed's frantic rush, we enter swift unto the area where should there be great Alderaan in view. Oh pray, what madness meets the Falcon's flight? Is this an asteroid field I see before me? A ship hath wrought a curse direct and true, and yet no Alderaan may here be found. Or in vile, o portents of great ill. What shall it mean when planets are no more, for those who make their wages by the stars?
Enter Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker.
What news, good Han?
The ship's position hits the mark, and yet no Alderaan there is.
I pray thee, Mary, say, what canst thou mean? How can a planet vanish in the air?
Thou hast said right, my lad. It is not there. The planet's gone, all turned to rock and ash.
Thou speakst not right. Say how. Pray how. Tell how.
Destroyed it was, and by the Empire cruel.
1,000 ships could not destroy the planet. Truly would take greater power than ever there was known to humankind. But soft, another ship approaches quick.
A small ship flies quickly past the Millennium Falcon.
Be like they can the tale to us relate.
Imperial fighter 'tis.
Hath it made chase?
Nay, a short-range fighter 'tis. Oh, how this situation here doth give me pause.
No bases there nearby. Whence cometh it? The courage in me melts away at this. My boast cannot resolve this mystery.
The ship departeth swiftly. If they have identified our lot, we shall have strife.
It is my intent to keep us from that fate. Chewbacca, render its transmission blocked.
Pray, let it go. 'Tis too far flown.
Not long.
Dost thou agree? A fighter of its size this deep in space could not have come alone.
Belike 'twas in a group and now is lost.
Shall not live to tell the tale today.
Forsooth, he makes his way to that small moon.
I may play checkmate on him ere he lands.
Alas, I sense the game, and we're the pawns. That is no moon. 'Tis a space station there.
The Death Star looms in the distance, growing closer.
'Tis far too large a space station to be.
My feelings now do stir. I sense them well. They tell me we shall lose the match we play.
Pray, turn thee now the ship around.
I shall. Now, Chewie, lock thou quick the auxiliary power.
Why do we still approach? What can be done?
It hath advantage, using tractor beam to pull us in unto its landing bay.
But pray, some move thou must have left to make.
My moves are finished, lad. I must shut down. Else shall the ship entire soon come apart. But still, with all my players I shall fight.
Thou canst not win, but will by strategy some good alternatives to fighting see.
So enters the Millennium Falcon in unto the Death Star, grand and stark and mean. With fear the Wookiee and 3 brave men look on as their space journey changes scene. Meanwhile, the denizens within the base make haste to catch the ship that cometh near. Commanders come with well-armed guards apace, while stormtroopers do at their posts appear.